Good morning. It's Bruce. It's February 2nd, Saturday morning. If I look tired, I am. I've had a very hectic 2 weeks. If you watched my last vlog, you know I had a minor surgery last week, and that went very well, and I'm perfect. I'm better. I'm the best, actually. Last weekend, we had Henry Krieger over, composer of Dream Girls and Sideshow, for dinner with Bill Condon, Oscar winner Bill Condon, who also directed the film and wrote Dreamgirls, and wrote the screenplay for Chicago, the film, and got an Oscar for Gods and Monsters. He's a wonderful guy. We had him over for dinner. Last night we had Henry over again because his birthday is coming up. Happy birthday, Henry. And famed Japanese director Amon Miyamoto. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. It's a mouthful for me. I love Amon, and it was delightful to have him and his friend Kyota over for dinner. Amon is the director of Bill and Henry's new musical Up in the Air, which premieres at the Kennedy Center this coming Thursday. And he also directed Pacific Overtures at Studio 34. A wonderful guy. Anyway, last Sunday we went to see Next to Normal. So I'm going to do a couple reviews now. Okay, the first show we saw this week was last Sunday, Next to Normal, with our great friend Alice Ripley in it. I didn't know anything about Next to Normal, except it's been getting pretty good buzz, and I just loved it. It's in previews. They were putting some changes in a few days before we saw it, and they were putting some changes in it a few days after we saw it. So it's not opening till for a couple weeks, but it's a wonderful musical. And at the end of Act 1, I thought, how can you make a musical out of psychosis and over-medicating and a modern dysfunctional family? And at the end of Act 1, I thought, you can make a musical, and you can make a wonderful musical out of it. Everyone in the cast is just great. And Tom Kitt, who wrote the score for High Fidelity, wrote the score, and it's really a great rock score. Alice Ripley is phenomenal. I know she's a friend of ours. She was in Sideshow, and we go back 10 years. But it's wonderful, and I highly recommend this. It's probably a limited engagement at second stage, but I kind of think they're going to have a future. Very exciting, original, and tuneful, and a brilliant cast. Brian Darcy James plays opposite her, and everyone in the cast is wonderful. So, I highly recommend that. I did a rare thing last Tuesday night. I went out after work and dinner to an event, Jerry Springer the Opera. It was only playing 2 nights, and I don't much like to go on a weeknights anymore. I'm a matinee lady, but I wanted to see Jerry Springer because I do love the British live cast recording, at least a lot of it. Jerry Springer the Opera is such an odd piece, but I do really enjoy the music, and of Act 1 especially. And I love the performance of David Badella, who, you know, I hadn't even looked at my program or any of the information before I sat down at Carnegie Hall, and I thought, boy, this guy who plays the warm-up guy in Act 1 and the devil in Act 2 sounds just like the guy in the London cast. And lo and behold, they had brought him over, and he had won the Olivier Award, and I understand why. He was such stage presence. I hope to see him again here. Harvey Keitel played Jerry Springer in a low-key performance. I know Jerry's supposed to sort of be the Bobby of company, sort of passive in it. I thought he was a little almost too low-key. However, I did enjoy the first act, and the second act I find problematic. I love the idea of the second act. It takes place in hell. I think if you know the plot of Jerry Springer, I won't give away too much, but it does take place in hell, where Jerry is sort of forced to do his show. That idea is, I think, wonderful, but I don't think it actually pays off in all the writing. A lot of the music in the show, especially Act 1, I really love. I love some of the major themes. I love Jerry, 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 which is not much of a theme, but it gets you going. And I love the pole dancer, the girl who wants to be the pole dancer, sings I Only Want to Dance. It's a beautiful song. Our friend Emily Skinner, we saw both Siamese twins in the course of a week. Emily Skinner sings a song called I Want to Sing Something Beautiful. That's a lovely song. And in Act 2, God has a song. It's something like It Ain't Easy Being God, which is really great. But I don't think it would work on Broadway. It's Act 2, I don't really quite think it pays off. But my favorite thing of the whole evening was, besides seeing the show itself, was all the protesters outside. I was raised Roman Catholic. I had 16 years of Roman Catholic education all through college. I was taught by priests and nuns and brothers, and I know all the hymns. So all these, and I took a course in Mary in college. I got an A, I got 3 credits, and it was Mariology. So see, I'm qualified. So Mary and Jesus appear in Act 2, and these protesters outside are very Mary-philes. And nothing against them, but, and I'll tell you, they sort of have a point in Act 2. I can see why they're upset. It's not just sort of, it's pretty foul. But I say, I'm for freedom. Freedom. The protesters were waving banners, and they were dressed and praying the rosary and singing Salve Regina, a song that I adore, a hymn that I adored when I was a kid. And I couldn't help it, but as I was passing by, I started singing it loudly with them and showing them my tickets. So I sort of enjoyed the protest, maybe too much. But I wasn't protesting, I was attending. So sorry all you protesters. It was kind of cool and rainy that night, and they were holding giant statues of Mary on altars and praying the rosary. It was almost as theatrical as the inside. All right, so I love Next to Normal. I enjoyed seeing Jerry Springer, and today I'm going to a rehearsal, a run-through of Up in the Air, Bill and Henry's new musical, and tomorrow I'm going to the Homecoming. So it looks like Tired Bruce isn't going to get much rest. But hopefully I'll see you next weekend. I'm going to D.C. to see Up in the Air, so I probably won't be blogging for 2 weeks. Okay, thanks.